Well, that was not the series that I thought was going to happen. And really what should have happened. I'm David Butler, and this is Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review along with a comment or two along the way on YouTube and or any audio platform. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy, or on Twitter at dbutler79 and or at Born into the Ivy. All right. Fantastic. Please follow us on those. Be great. Share it with your Cub friends and help us grow. I'd love that. The Tigers review. Do we want to start with game one? Yeah, let's start with game one because I'm going to be pissy for a minute. 4 runs by Jameis and Tyone. Man, that sucked. In the top of the first. And somehow the Cubs came back, got within 1, 4-3. Tyone did a solid job the rest of his outing. Solid. Not great. Solid, right? Settled down. Didn't give up anything else until, he didn't give up anything else. And they take him out in the 5th. That kind of sucked, but you knew he wasn't going to be able to go as long. First start back. All that, right? He settles down. Hap, for once in his freaking life, comes through when it mattered. In the bottom of the 8th, tie the game 5-5 because they had scored 1 in the top of the 8th. Ian Happ, of all people, did something when it mattered. And yet the Cubs couldn't win this damn game. Why? Was it the bullpen? No. Not the reason. I mean, yes, they gave up a couple runs. I get that. They lost the game 8-6. I get that. But they lost this game because of Seiya Suzuki and a little bit because of Alex Bregman. I am sick to death of these two striking out time after time after time in big spots. They make $55 million combined. 20 for Seiya, 35 for Bregman. And I get Bregman's not actually making $35 million because $70 million of his $175 was deferred. Blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, this man is making $35 million a year from the Chicago Cubs because of a 5-year contract, right? That's what it is. So he needs to be held accountable to a guy who's making and earning $35 freaking million a year. It is inexcusable to strike out for either of them, but especially for Seiya Suzuki. If you cannot shorten up your damn swing when there's men on first and third, because Pete didn't get a chance, they intentionally walked him as they should have. That was the right move, but it really sucked for the Cubs. But you're hopeful. Seiya, he's had a nice stretch. So you're hopeful. Inexcusable to strike out. Listen, if he had made some kind of contact and it just didn't work out and we couldn't get Dansby in, at least he made some damn contact. It is the striking out that is pissing me off so much. And it should be pissing anybody else off. Any Cub fan should be absolutely livid by this. Absolutely, unequivocally inexcusable. That's just the way it is, folks. That's the way it is. We have got to change the team philosophy. That's part of the problem. Or the philosophy of getting guys who are capable of doing it. Because if Seiya Suzuki is not capable of doing it, Seiya Suzuki is not capable or shouldn't be capable of getting a $200 million contract. Has he had a solid season? Yeah, he has. In the totality of the season, it's been solid. But with men on base and in with runners in scoring position, he's not having a good season. He's not. And that he's a run producer in a good spot. I love the love that he gets at times. But this kind of crap can't keep happening. It just can't. And then Bregman, man, I get it. It was 2 outs and everything. But you can't strike out there either. You just can't. Stupid. Game 2 got off on a great foot. Pete hits a triple. David Peterson. Why do I keep calling him Daniel? David Peterson, solid game. Did he take advantage of the conditions? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he? That's what he should do. Want to see more ground balls out of this guy. We'll talk more about him here soon. But he did good. He did his best start by far for the Cubs. But he's had 3 good starts, folks. 3 out of 4. He's had 1 big clunker. I get it. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. Cubs only hit 1 home run. Pete got on base 5 times. They hit 1 home run with Conforto, and yet they still scored 11, and they chased Framber Valdez 2/3 of an inning into the game. I'll get it right eventually. Framber, gone. Woo! That was great. I'm really glad the Cubs didn't get him. In Game 3, the Cubs win 11-2. Game 3 was one that I was worried about, and it turned out I was right to be worried about it. Cubs made Keter Montero, look really, really good. And he's been good this year. But he's not been like a regular starter for them. He comes in and just shuts us down. Colin Ray gives up another 4 runs. And they just couldn't get anything going offensively. I mean, nothing. Seiya hit a homer in the first, and that was it. That was it. Sucked. So, Game 1 pisses me off so much because that's where we would have won the series. Game 3s are going to happen. Like the games like Game 3 are going to happen, where you just can't get anything going and all that. And the other game in a homestand that really sucked was like in Game 1, they only scored 2 runs, but last night they were 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position on Wednesday night. Last Friday night, they were 1 for 10. Plenty of opportunities. You can't come through 1 or 2 of those times. Jesus, oh, Pete. Come on, folks. Let's go. Last week on this episode, the equivalent of it on Thursday night, I talked about the 16 games will be huge leading up to the deadline against Minnesota, Detroit, Pittsburgh, St. Louis for 4, and the Yankees. The other teams, all 3. They're 3-3 now, not 4-2. There's no margin for error against Pittsburgh and St. Louis now. You got to go 5-2 at the worst. And that's a bad spot to be in. A bad spot. 4-3, I mean, I guess that puts us at 13 up over. And we're in a solid spot. But we're not going to make any ground at that point on Milwaukee. And there's no guarantee, even if we go 7-0, that we're going to make any ground on them. I get that. But we're now 7 behind Milwaukee. We can't swing for the fences and ask Jed to do that if we're 7 or 8 behind, or 6 or 5 even, really. We've got to make up some ground. I don't know how that's going to happen now. Like, that's why these games are so important. You want to give your front office a reason to go for it. And it can't happen when we blow.
Go, Cubs, go!
They now have 17 games in a row without a day off, and that's going to be its own challenge. We're supposed to be 13, so that's still a long stretch, right? But they have a makeup game against Toronto on Thursday, August 6th, now too. David Peterson, I told you I was going to talk about him. In his 4 games started, he's had 21 innings, 13 earned runs, and that's an ERA of 5.57, but he's been 2-1. The Cubs have gone 2-2 in his 4 starts. You take out the 1 game against St. Louis, and he has 3 games started, 17 in the 3rd innings pitched, only 3 earned runs. That's an ERA of 1.58, and he's 2-0 in those starts. And he should be 3-0, but the Cubs gave up 2 runs on the 9th, in the 8th inning, and that scratched that win. Yes, it'd be nice if he could go longer than 5 innings like he did in that game. But the bullpen's got to do their part too. The offense has got to do their part. And I remember going off about the offense about that game because they lost 3-2. Another opportunity where they had way more chances to score runs and they didn't get it done. So, trade targets. I'm not going to go too much over. Like, we'll probably do more of that at the end of the weekend. But I think Toronto is probably entering a possible. Maybe they're going to be sellers too, so that could make a difference. A guy like Kevin Gausman, he just came out with his limited no trade clause. Cubs, only team in the Central, not on it. I know there was another. The Brewers are on it. The Pirates are on it. I think the Cardinals are on it. So it's just the Cubs and Reds. Reds aren't going to go get him. So that's the only teams in the Central. Like, there's a lot of other teams that can go get this guy. But he's a guy to consider. Like, he was really good in the World Series and in the playoffs last year for Toronto. Has good peripherals. Hasn't had great ultimate results, but good peripherals. So you believe that he can bounce back some from that. Congratulations. Oh, the other one. So I talked about with Matt that I thought they should get maybe Kodai Senga. Forget that. Go get Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes to pair with my boy, Freddie Peralta. I don't know what it's going to take. We'll talk more. Like, I'll probably start to get a little more specifics in that. But I would love to get Clay Holmes and Freddie Peralta. Get them both. Clay Holmes has a 56% ground ball rate, 2.39 ERA, a 3.22 FIP in 9 games started. His WAR in those 9 games is 1.2. Do you know how many Cubs players or pitchers have an ERA or a WAR higher than that? 1. Shodi Managa's the second one. It's tied in 115 innings. He has the same WAR as a guy who hasn't pitched since mid-May. The only one who has a higher WAR is Ben Brown at 2. The only other starting pitcher who has a WAR of 1 or more is Matthew Boyd, and it just got there because he's been pitching pretty well. Go Boyd. We love you.
Go Cubs, go!
We need a guy like this to go. Like, they're both rentals. Shouldn't take like boatload. Like, it doesn't take Hartshorn, Conrad, and something else, right? It doesn't take all of that to get 2 rentals, or it shouldn't. If it does, then I get why we're not going to do it. But I am dreaming big. This is something we need. And they're guys that we could keep, folks. These are guys that are possible that we could keep. Freddie Peralta, from all accounts I've heard, loves playing for Council. Clay Holmes is a perfect guy with our defense. It's a perfect guy. And I get it. We're going to end up with 3/5 of their starting staff to start the season, and they suck. But that doesn't mean that these guys suck. It means the rest of the team sucks too. Right? I love the idea. I know it's kind of weird. 3/5 of the Mets rotation, and they're terrible. But Peterson wasn't even in it, and he's already pitching way better than he did for them at all. Even with this 10 games. He had a 6.09 ERA when he came over, and it's now 5.57 in 4 starts. He's pitching better than he did when he first came over. Might have been 5.95. It's still better, folks. It's still better. Congratulations to James Triantos. Rumor is that he is coming up to the big league roster, and Kevin Alcantara will be going back down to Iowa. I love this move. It makes perfect sense to me. He is a higher baseball IQ guy. He is he's very versatile. He can play in the infield and the outfield. He can spell Pete, and I think he can play the corner outfield spots, but he can play second and third. Lots to like about this guy. Good speed, smart on the base paths. Alcantara's got good speed, not smart on the base paths. Lot to like about this guy. Somebody I followed, has bounced back a lot. He had a terrible year last year, no doubt about it. And it was very disappointing because a lot of people were very up on him, but he has bounced back in a big way. Big way. A contact guy. Doesn't hit for a ton of power. Has 24 doubles down in the minors. But isn't going to hit for a ton of power, but can make good contact in key spots. Is he going to do that all the time right away as a rookie? No. But good defense can come in late in the game and spot for that, and then a great base run. to pinch run somewhere. Okay. What prospects do we want to keep? Oh, real quick. I apologize. Bullpen wise, we're set up really good. There's nobody over the last 3 days who has an inordinate amount of pitches except for maybe Aaron Savali. But I think at 47, he was used to the starter's workload. He's probably going to be good to go Friday if he had to. Hopefully, he doesn't need to until like Saturday. Everybody else is good to go. Good to go. Jacob Webb, Javier Saad, Trent Thornton, although we're not sure about what's happening with Trent. None of them have pitched in the last 3 days, including today on Thursday. So for Friday, they're going to be fresh. Like this is going to be a very fresh bullpen, which is fantastic and needed as we enter this long stretch. So what prospects do I think we should try and keep? I don't know. I'm not going to say we need to keep this guy, this guy, this guy. But I am going to say we need to keep I'm okay with Jackson Wiggins being traded if we get an ace. If we get an ace-type pitcher, only because they did draft Cade Townsend. And I think that he can be that top of the rotation possible ceiling guy. I also really, really like Caleb Wing. I do not want to see them trade Caleb and Cade Townsend, or Dominic Reed for that matter. I think Brooks Capel will probably be traded in a move for, anybody. I mean, it's going to be pitching. We're not getting an offensive player unless it's a bullpen or a bench guy. But I do not want to see them trade two of these possible guys. Josiah Hartshorn, Ethan Conrad, Kane Kepley. Actually, I don't want to see them trade two and Jefferson Rojas. That was the fourth one. Hopefully they do not trade two or more of those guys. But one of them, especially if we get an ace-type pitcher, is probably going to go. I don't want to see them trade Ballesteros and Pedro Ramirez or Matt Shaw. Like, if one of those three to go with Kevin Alcantara is plenty. I think it makes sense for Alcantara to go unless somebody just says, no, I don't want anything to do with that guy. But the upside is there for him. I just think that we have other outfielders who have better upside and better. Well, actually, they probably don't have better upside, but I think they're going to be better. Let me put it that way. And I'm just going to be blunt. I think they're going to be better. All three of the other guys that I talked about, Conrad, Kepley, and Hartshorn, are going to be better players than Kevin Alcantara. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I will say that right now that I very much believe that would be the case. So trade Alcantara and one of those other three if we can get a front line starter or two. I don't care, even if they're the rentals. I would consider that. If you get Luke Weaver along with the other two, with Freddie Peralta and Clay Holmes and Luke Weaver, trade Kevin Alcantara and one of those other three. Please don't trade Matt Shaw, though. Like that, Matt Shaw is the one guy of everybody in the system that is a possible trade guy that I really don't want to see go. It's not that, and I think other guys probably could be better than him, but he's proven a major leaguer right now, and he's had success, and he's played Gold Glove defense, and he's played great defense in the outfield after he got used to it. Last guy that I want to see get traded. And I'm going to say, I really don't want to see King Kepley get traded. But I get why they would trade him over a guy like Hartshorn and or Conrad. But I really love Kane Kepley's game. And a lot of you probably are listening to this thinking, who the hell are these guys? Check them out. They are really good prospects. And I think the Cubs system is starting to get a lot more love from some places, but not enough from others. The Cubs minor league system is far better than what they got credit for at the beginning of the season. I said it then, and I'm saying it definitively now. They are far better. All right, I'm done with that. Pittsburgh Pirates preview. The Pirates come into the series at 53-50, 11.5 games behind in the Central. They are a half a game back of a wild card spot, though. Arizona holds the third and final spot right now, with the Cardinals and Pirates a half a game behind them. They're 6-4 in their last 10. This offense is the second best offense in baseball right now, averaging 5.27 runs per game for the season. The Cubs are fourth at 5.10, but the Cubs are really inconsistent with it, as we all know. The ERA for the Pirates is 4.22, 20th in the majors. The Cubs are 4.23, 21st in the majors. The Pirates starting pitchers average 4.24 ERA, 11th in the majors. Nope, 4.14, I apologize. And the Cubs are 4.42, 19th. The relief pitchers for the Pirates are 4.42 at 23rd in the majors, and the Cubs at 4.07. Probable starters on Friday night is going to be Matthew Boyd versus Jared Jones. These are big boy first two games. Then they got a big boy in the game on Sunday. We do not. Although I would love to see him be in one again, I don't trust that it's going to happen. But we got Boyd versus Jared Jones. Boyd is 6-1, 4.15 ERA. Jones 2-1 with a 4.05 ERA. On Saturday, I'm sorry, my throat. There we go. Shota Imanaga, 6-8, 3.91 ERA. Pitching much better lately. Going against Paul Skeens, 9-8, 3.43 ERA. Not Skeens' best year at all, right? Still, good pitcher. Not a guy that we want to mess with. Shota's got his work cut out for him. But I believe he is capable of doing this. And then on Sunday, Jameson Taillon, 2-5 with a 5.38 against Braxton Ashcraft, 9-4 with a 3.95 ERA. A little bit of tidbits here. In their career, Matthew Boyd is 1-0 with 3 games started, or last year he did this, against the Pirates, 4.5 ERA. Not fantastic. Got the job done, though, a little bit, right? Jared Jones, though, 1-2 and 4 games started in his career with a 5.24 ERA. That was all in 2024. Shota in his career against the Pirates. He's out. He's ready for this. 2-0 and 5 games started with a 0.28 ERA. Woo, that's awesome. Paul Skeens is 2-3 against the Cubs in 8 games started with a 2.77 ERA. Really good. Not Shota good, though. Now on Sunday, we got Taillon, who's 4-2 and 9 games started against his former team with a 4.58 ERA. He has been shelled twice this year, though, with an ERA of 8.18 against the Pirates. Braxton Ashcraft is 1-1 in 4 games started against the Cubs in his career with a 2.42 ERA. We need to win Friday night if we have any chance at winning this series. Beating both Skeens and Ashcraft is going to be really difficult, especially on the road. Got to win tomorrow night. Matthew's got to step up, just like he has been, and be the man. Offensively, they are led by Brian Reynolds with an 853 OPS, Nick Gonzalez with a 786, Brandon Lau with a 784, and Ryan O'Hearn with a 798. And they also have rookie sensation as Merlin Valdez, who in 131 at-bats so far this year has a 1.098 OPS. And he hits lefties good, I think. Pretty sure. If I remember right. I apologize if I'm wrong on that. This dude is the real deal, though. He looks like it, at least. Their bullpen is led by Carmen Lozinski, who started against us earlier this year and kicked our butts. With a 3.34 ERA, Johan Ramirez with a 3.21. Both of those guys are righties. And the lefties, Gregory Soto, their closer, with a 3.89 ERA, and Mason Montgomery with a 3.79 ERA. Thank you for watching and or listening to Clark and Addison Born to the Ivy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and some comments along the way on YouTube and or any audio platform. And don't forget to share us with your friends. Have a great day. Let's go, Cubs.
Go, Cubs, go!